Hello, welcome back to part 2 of the Sunday stream. How we doing? Is AV working? If you wasn't here in part 1, welcome. And if you was, welcome back. I'm expecting a snake to come out of that jar in a minute. Chris, for you, thank you for 53 months. And Red Devil, thank you for almost 4 years. Mr. Slim, thank you for 3 months. It's a very short tune, isn't it? Very short tune that goes on repeat. It's the Thyrox, sir. How are you doing? Kind of stuck on this clue, though. Oh, pharmacy. Kind of stuck on this clue about who to talk to about this pregnant one with tribal scars. Genuinely don't know where to go. What on earth? What on earth was that? Right, have you heard of this person?
Could you help me?
Men like me don't like to be bothered by strangers.
Okay, guess not.
Help me, please.
My friend, I know nothing.
So nobody
I'm sorry.
round here
Time
knows
to
about
check
this
your
girl.
who, what, and what, Sherry. Who are you asking? About what and dressed as what?
Here you asking people around here, what about this woman dressed as an Ottoman? Seems legit to me.
Excuse me, just one question.
That's new to me. There is nothing I can tell you.
There's nothing I can tell you. Inquire with people around you is the symbol. Which I am doing. Redrawn the photograph of violation that I found in my curious place. The painting depicts a pregnant woman with tribal scars. How can we find out about a pregnant woman with tribal scars? We've checked the birth records in case she was given birth. Tribal scars might be a clue. I don't know where you go looking for tribal scar people. Try asking tribal people, but where do we find tribal people? We're in the old city. Where on earth would we find tribal people? In this entire place? I don't know if we have a hospital. Wait, what?
Treasure maps from the governor. Find 8 and come back for more.
Find 8, get 1 free. It's like McDonald's hot chocolate. I think the police might have something in the archives.
Is this familiar to you? Don't distract me. I can't help you.
See? Everybody just says no. I tried the city archives. That's where we look for births and stuff. Let's try the police station. Oh no, this is the city archives. I don't think we have a hospital. I've not seen one. Let's try the police. Right now, I'm not sure how to progress this mission.
Do you know anything about this? Just leave me alone. May I ask you something?
Leave me alone, stranger.
Time to check your who, what, and what, Sherry. Who are you asking? About what and dressed as what?
Any progress with the case, Mr. Holmes?
Which case is that? I run multiple cases. Let's see. Old City. Victims. Violent crime? Why check the church? What would the church do for us? What's the logic? Why Vogel? Where would Vogel be? I can't. Where was his Where was Vogel's apartment thing? Oh, where was it? Vogel's Art Gallery at the Crossroads Bazaar Road and Hermes Avenue in Old City. That's green. All evidence collected. That's his art gallery, isn't it? That's like green, implying we don't need to go there anymore. I don't know Vogel being here. No, you see, John doesn't really write clues. He just writes kind of... He's like the record keeper.
I think I'll leave the exhibition in its current state for a while. I'll call it The Art of Vandalism.
Okay, that's him not talking to us. Unaccountable Gamer, thank you for 29 months. Stevo, thank you for 6. Oh, this is like really frustrating. How do we progress this mission? He suggested staying in character. I didn't tell her the truth. Hang on. John doesn't like the idea of telling the landlady the truth about Mercurio's death. He suggested staying in character. But when we came out, he said, change away from Mercurio's character outfit. So what? That doesn't make sense. We stayed in character while we talked to his mother, but then when we walked outside, he said, don't dress like that. You're basically dead man. You think the kids are going to know about a pregnant woman with tribal scars? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Do you know anything about this?
You look weird. Don't trust her.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I don't understand you, mister.
Everyone's looking at us, Sherry.
Not surprised
You
talking
should
like that.
know what you're doing.
Walking up to a kid. Can you satisfy my curiosity? What?
Do you know anything about this?
Mother says we should help each other, but I can't help you with this.
I think you need someone African. That's the thing, is where do we find somebody... I don't know where... There's no kind of tribal district that I know of.
Did you hear?
Find out where and why the sailor drowned. Wait, what? Is this a completely different...
Did you hear? Another sight.
It says found drowned on the beach by the cemetery. People are talking about sirens, but that's just superstition, or is it? Is that just a side quest? Yeah. It's a different case, siren song. You need to dress African. I don't even know we have anything that looks... What looks African here? Which of these, like, 6 are we trying to hit to look African? We know that's the artist, but we're not allowed to look like him. That's the artistic look, I think.
May I ask for your assistance?
Yes, of course. Let me tell you what I know.
Now, is that because we dress like him, or is that because I asked an African woman? The scars on the girl's face seem to be from U's ethnic group tribe. The only place where you can find U's people in Cordona is the refugee camp located under Victoria Bridge between Scaladio and Silverton. So, under the Victoria Bridge between Scaladio and Silverton. Now, does that mean that bridge or that bridge? It's one of those 2 bridges. This one's round the corner, so we'll try that one.
Does this poster truly claim that Cordona has a ghost?
Under Victorian Bridge.
Beasts!
Cutscene. Refugee camp. I don't know if you should be dressing like this. We might get arrested by the police or something.
Murderers!
Can I ask you a question?
I'd help your friend, but I know nothing.
Why are you standing there shouting murderers then? You must know something.
They're completely livid.
First they come to our land, then they murder our people.
Drop them all into the sea!
Yeah, hang on. Wait, what were you arguing about?
May I ask you something?
Don't think I can help you, lads.
This has got to be a policeman.
Sir, this place is off limits to the public. Please state your business or leave, or I shall request that the police escort you out.
I'm a private investigator.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm a private investigator. I'm looking for a witness for a case.
A private investigator? Really? Even so, you're not authorized. I can't let you in.
And you are?
I'm Ronald Harlow, here to handle the refugee situation on behalf of City Hall. I'm the acting supervisor here, so I have full authority here to ask you to leave, or I shall order the police to detain you for trying to pass the blockade. Please, step back.
Mr. Thyrox, although late, the triple digits are real. Let's look forward to the next 100 months. Mr. Thyrox, I mean, you're not late. It only started yesterday. Thank you so much for 100 months. That is a very, very long time. Guys, I think that's the third 100-month sub I've seen. Insane. Back from July 20-something. Thank you, Mr. Thyrox. That is crazy. Let's see if we can get some dirt on him just so that we can twist his arm. Pale, bags under the eyes, works indoors, poor lighting. Tries to appear older with a slight moustache. Wants to look authoritative, overdressed. Sweating, stressed, damp palms. How can he tell that? Clean shoes, sedentary. Yeah. Ronald Harlow is a depressed young clerk, exhausted by his day-to-day job. City Hall has assigned him to oversee the refugee camp, but he's too tired and indifferent to solve the problems that rise. He has a scant moustache, which he thinks makes him look older, pale skin and bags under his eyes. Suggest he is tired of his dark, cramped office, which he rarely leaves, yet judging by his clean and barely worn shoes, he does not favour the outdoors in any case. Sweaty palms suggest that Ronald is stressed. He might have worn fewer clothes considering today's weather. A dazed formalist or a tired pen pusher. 100 months is 8.3 years. So that puts us back in 2014, probably. July 2014? Or July 2013. When did I get my partnership? It's got to be 2014, isn't it? Is it 2013? 2013. July 2013. You sure? That's insane. 2013. Twitch was like unknown to most people at that point. It's nuts. Come on, guys, vote on it. Yeah, you have to use the on the browser on your computer. It'll you allow the plugin and then it'll let you vote. If it works for them, yeah. Well, it's not 100% perfect, but it works for a lot of people.
The people in the crowd are shouting about a murder in the camp. Are you trying to hide it?
It's mere assumption. I assure you that the situation is under the police's control.
If it was under control, if there was no dead body, you wouldn't be as nervous as you are. You would be sitting in your cozy dark corner of the City Hall room doing nothing as usual. Yet, you're here, trying to deal with a series of problems you never asked for.
These insults are inappropriate. You don't know what I'm doing for this camp. Even though the rest of City Hall doesn't give a bloody squat about the refugees, maybe I didn't want to be assigned to this camp. But I'm trying to do my best for these people. If not for my work, they might not have any shelter or food even.
I apologize, Mr. Harlow. Perhaps I was prejudiced towards you, but in any case, I'm sure that you would still want this to be over as quickly as possible. The current reality is that neither you nor the police are managing things well here. You are unable to calm the crowd. You have simply never handled a situation like this before.
What are you driving at, Mr. Holmes?
I can help you. I need to find my witnesses.
I can help you to handle the situation if you're truly interested in solving things quickly and quietly.
And how exactly would you manage that?
Because I'm
Simply
amazing.
tell the police that I'm with City Hall and I'm permitted to investigate the scene. I'll work out the rest, but in return, I need your help finding my witness. She's a young refugee. She's with child or was with child recently.
Look, there is indeed a dead body inside the camp. So even if the girl you are looking for is there, all the refugees are now being detained and interrogated by the police. They won't allow you to speak with her, and I can't do anything about that until the situation settles down.
So it's in our mutual interest to settle it.
Oh. I suppose that things are bad enough that I ought not shy away from help. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell the police to allow you to come inside. Just tell me when you're ready.
Mr. Harlow, what exactly do you do here? What are your responsibilities?
What I do and what I am responsible for are two different realities, Mr. Holmes. On paper, I am in charge of the camp territory, security, provision, and the refugees in general. What I actually do most of the time is knock on every City Hall door trying to obtain some funding, or at least rations for the camp.
The police here on City Hall's behalf too?
They are, minus those who came here after the body was found. The governor won't let the refugees disperse into the island, so there's a significant police presence guarding the camp. Naturally, they answer directly to the police. I have some influence here, but I'm not their direct authority.
Mr. Harlow, how did the refugees end up here exactly?
Oh, so you're not from around here yourself?
I've been away for some time, but I read the papers.
Yes, this whole story has been in the papers for almost a year now. They were smuggled to Cordona on a ship from Africa.
Smuggled? Then why didn't you deport them?
The smugglers managed to sneak them to shore and hide them inside an abandoned warehouse. When the police raided the warehouse and found the refugees there, the ship was already gone. We aren't even certain as to which ship it was. We have busy shipping routes with other colonies these days, you see.
So you decided to lock them up under a bridge?
There was no other option. We're still trying to work out what to do with them. I only hope we'll find a humane solution and not put them on a raft and float them out to sea.
I'm ready to take a look at the scene.
All right. Go inside the camp and find Inspector Tewkesbury. He's the officer investigating the scene. Tell him I sent you. Say you're an independent expert from City Hall. He'll fill in the details for you.
I'll find my way with words. Thank you, Mr. Harlow.
Okay. Refugee camp. Let's go in dressed. Yeah, we're by the sea. Let's put a sailor uniform on. I'm an independent private investigator.
So they keep these refugees under a bridge like proverbial trolls. No wonder the people outside are so disturbed.
Who the hell are you? How did you get in here?
Mr. Ronald Harlow let me in, sir. I'm Sherlock Holmes, a surveyor of refugee affairs with City Hall. You're Inspector Tewkesbury, I presume?
A surveyor? What does that even mean?
In short, I've been sent to conduct an extensive report on the incident for the Colonial Office and to assess all the damage inflicted on state property.
Got it. Another paperworm sent to count money and get food for archive mold. Go on, look around, but don't make yourself too at home. As if I didn't have enough problems before you appeared.
Could you first tell me what happened here?
What happened? People from the bridge above the camp heard a woman screaming and saw a mass of refugees attacking a man. Clearly not a refugee. When the camp guards came by, the man was floating in the sewage canal with a knife in his chest. Bam. A murder. Big news for Cordona.
I'm sure. Thank you, Inspector.
I wonder if the woman that was screaming was the woman that we're after.
And none of the refugees were harmed?
One fellow was cut. He's lying over there near their kitchen. He's in a bad way.
You mentioned a woman screaming who attracted the bypassers on the bridge. Was she harmed?
No, she's all right, but perhaps the whole debacle started because of her. She started wailing and the refugees stood up for the girl.
And where is this young woman now?
Back there in the shacks, same as the rest of the refugees. She's been questioned by my men, but she's just some refugee girl. Can't understand much English.
You get 14 months, Timo.
Do you have any suspects yet?
You're joking, right? I've got a whole camp full of suspects. And if you ask me, this bloke had it coming. Better bury him and forget about the whole thing. And now there's a crowd gathered at the camp, and my superiors say we must thoroughly interrogate the refugees, at least those who can understand any English.
Do you believe that your superiors wish to get rid of the refugees?
I think that both our superiors would rather keep the story quiet. Since that's an unaffordable luxury now, they're looking how to protect their public image. That's why I have to waste my time waiting for my people to turn every stone and befriend every refugee.
Did you learn anything about the dead man?
The fellow looks like a thug. I've had dozens like him fished out of the sea over the past 20 years. Ever since these refugees arrived, there have been people on Cordona with bad blood in them. My best bet is that this thug had something against them too.
And no clue as to his identity?
He had some items on his body, but nothing to indicate who he was or where he was from.
I think I should catalogue his possessions in my records.
Go on. They're on the table near the body.
Camp intruder's body. The body was found at the camp. Refugee crime scene. The intruder's body was lying in the sewage canal before the police dragged it out. The man has been stabbed in the chest. Let's have a look at the body and stuff.
Here we go again. Number of hours on Cordona before stumbling upon another dead body. 0.
Look at that, they've actually like numbered it like a proper crime scene.
Clearly a left handprint here.
A left handprint with blood on it.
A furrow in the ground. A blood trail leading to or from the canal.
To the canal, left hand on the wall.
Someone bled profusely here. A fresh crack, as if the crate was hit recently.
How can they tell it's fresh?
A simple leather sheath. Perfect for a dirk. Malpal, soaked with salt water. £1,000. A fair sum, especially considering British currency isn't very common in Cordona.
So, the guy that tried to get the painting is the same guy that got stabbed and probably the same guy in the picture. It's all the same person. Probably some nobleman trying to get the picture back.
Police boots. Always happy to trample evidence. A heavy boot with a worn-out sole.
Interesting.
A man's footprint.
So we've got three footsteps here. A police one, somebody with a worn-out sole, and somebody barefooted. Barefooted, obviously, the refugee.
Oh, carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment.
Okay, oh, thank you for almost 3 years. Worn-out sole, limping man. More likely to be the person who was killed. You know, the guy that stole the picture walks with a limp. So if he was like, I don't know, had a twisted foot or something, he'd wear out the boot unevenly. So I think he was like dragging or fighting with the woman at that point.
No hint of blood or impact. It might have been used as an improvised weapon.
Maybe.
The blood sprayed off the blade after the strike.
You know what's going to happen? We're going to everywhere there's a number here, we're going to have to put like this sequence, because obviously it came out of here and went all the way over there. Ended with the guy jumping into the water and drowning.
Someone was dragged against their will.
Okay, so drag the woman out of there then.
The refugees have been detained and will not leave until all the circumstances are clarified.
Put together the clues, Holmes.
The cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated immediately.
Shouldn't they get some medical people here? Is this the person that fought with the guy then?
He is in shock, feverish and dehydrated.
Sherry, you know first aid. Surely you have a duty to help this man. You can't leave him to certain death.
I agree. The cut in his chest is bleeding, his fever is dehydrated. Man will certainly die if it's not treated. Let's see if I can find... See what I can find in the camp. I must find something to clean the wound, disinfect it, and use as a bandage.
It won't do any good.
What? Oh, what? You stupid game. Right, okay, so I put my ankles in the water, so it went, oh, you drowned, like, you need to respawn you now. What? Which way was it? Walk too close to the water. Oh, I'm heading the wrong way. Yep. He's allergic to water. So you like at a crime scene, you put your ankles in the water and it just teleports you.
Just washed. Better than nothing to bandage the wound.
Love that.
I'm afraid these leaves can only be added to tea.
Anybody got any tea? Hello,
I
Vera.
can use this to stop the infection from spreading.
Hello, Vera. I'll have some of that. That's 2 out of 3. And something to wash it? Camelot, thank you for 49 months. I honestly think I missed last month's message. Girlfriends will do that to you. Time well spent, though. Thank you very much. I'm not really sure. Hang on, there you go. Boiled water, that'll do.
I'll use it to create a solution. I've plated all the ingredients, now to prepare the first aid solution.
And how do we do that? Chemistry? Oh, yeah. -4, -6. That's what we're after. So can we start with 3? 4 sounds like a good bet. We have a ×2, we did, didn't we? So if we multiply that, and we add that to that, after what, inverting it? What? Oh, that's a combine. Let's put that back. So what have we got here? 6. I was going to invert that and then combine it with that. That's what I was going to do. And then maybe invert it again. Was that what I was going to do? Something like that. I had something in my head. And then I was going to invert this and then maybe combine it with that. There you go. I knew I had something going in my head. Right. I made a solution to clean out the wound and stop the bleeding. Okay, let's do it. Let's help this man.
Thank you.
Wow.
This should make you feel better, my friend. Now remain lying down and drink as much water as you can.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
Okay. Refugee crime scene.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
Back off.
Let's go have a look over here because there was somebody on the floor here. Under the fingernails.
Coal dust under the nails.
Oh, it's almost like
much coal around
almost
here.
like he's been to Vogel's art thing.
An interesting tattoo. Does it mean something?
Probably.
A steel dirk. Sharp. A common accessory among sailors and soldiers.
Well, we found the sheath of that.
I'd say the blade penetrated upward, however the wound is too messy to be certain. Heavy boots,
there you go.
With one sole far more worn than the other. This man was limping, John. A violent death. But this man, limping. Coal dust. I think we're onto something here, John. You know what? I'd like to understand.
What?
How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place?
Well, he came here looking for the woman or taking her back, one of the two. I reckon he brought her back after that little thing and then went looking for the picture that somebody took, which had the evidence. And then she screamed. She screamed when she saw him because she recognized him. And that's when the other refugee attacked. Need to find out how the intruder broke into the camp. What are the options? What are the options indeed?
It's unlikely anyone could get in or out of the camp by water without alerting the police guards.
Did they come in that way?
If they find out about the passage, everything will go to hell.
What, this secret passage here? . Jackson office.
If they find out about the...
Police officers are worried that the situation with the dead body will put the camp into strict lockdown, and they'll lose the money flow they were earning from their scheme. Ooh, corrupt police
Nobody
officers.
will know anything if you keep your bloody mouth shut.
The coppers smell fishy here, Sherry. Perhaps we should sniff around in the camp a little more thoroughly.
Yeah.
Sealed shut. I doubt our man could get through these grates.
Sherry, just look at this. Living quarters in a sewer. What kind of a genius bureaucrat came up with this idea?
Well, if that gate has never been opened in a long time, how is anybody getting through this? Or they're just passing money through or something. Dom Taylor, thank you for half a year.
A single Malpal butt.
What else are we looking at?
A single Malpal butt. A single Malpal butt.
Okay. Put it down, Sherlock. Find the real thing. Dead Mouse, thank you for 84 months. Oh, I had it then.
Roadman cigarettes. A brand highly regarded by law enforcement officers.
Oh,
so there wasn't any sophisticated infiltration plan. The good old police just let the man into the camp.
Like loads
now
of
we
police.
have everything we need to get the full picture of what happened at the camp.
Like loads of police cigarette butts and one. Okay. Let's get the sequence going. I think that's the end. It starts down here. So, man tries to drag the woman out of the camp. Or she walks out quite happily and leaves weird scuff marks on the ground where she's trying to not leave. Gee, what could that one be? Let's go with that one. She grabs a stick, tries to defend herself, or the bloke attacks. Bloke comes in with a stick. Oi, mate. Oh, no, you don't. Or... what's that one doing? She's crying. Wait, what's the first one? She's trying to go back as opposed to she stood there crying. Probably go with that one, I guess. She's still trying to get back out the way. Then some other people come, or she gets dropped there. Have we seen any evidence for her being dropped here? What was the evidence on the ground there? Oh, that was the beads, wasn't it? So yeah, she fell on the ground. There's the beads falling. Then the knife gets dropped here when he has a tussle with that guy. Great camera view. Thanks for that. Or he gets chased. Has he been stabbed at this point? See, he's barefooted, and you can see the footprints over there. But I'm not sure he can run because he's got a limp. So do they just have a tussle at this point? And the knife gets dropped? I'm a bit concerned about this one because he's got a limp, particularly with his left foot, so how could he run like that? He couldn't really give chase, could he? You'd have to have a tussle with him. Falls over the boxes and stabs himself with a knife. Please tell me that's not what happened. That can't be true if we think that's true, because at this point the knife was dropped back there. Is this where he get... It's like, where does he get stabbed? At what point does he get stabbed? Like, we know he ends up over there because he gets stabbed here, doesn't he? He gets a cut on his chest. But he gets physically stabbed in a minute somehow. But it could be on his own weapon, which means that can't happen. He has to still be being chased with the knife in his hands. And either he stabs him, or he falls and lands on his own blade, possibly. And then he kicks him in the water. That wouldn't explain the hand on the wall. That would explain the hand on the wall. So an accessory to his own death then. The stab wound was going up, yeah, but I don't see anything here that has somebody stabbing him. It kind of implies that somebody came over with a stick and got injured from the blade, maybe? And then somebody confronted him about it. They chased him. He fell over the boxes, landed on his own blade, and then left.
So, we have a thug who came to take a refugee woman with him. She resisted, but he dragged her by force. One of the refugees stood in his way, armed with a stick, yet he could do nothing against a cutthroat with a blade. The man didn't anticipate that the other refugees would intervene and stand against him. In the confusion, the woman managed to break free. The thug took fright and fled. He was stopped by the falling crates. He stumbled and fell, piercing his chest with his own blade. However, the wound didn't cause instant death. He managed to stand, but still bleeding, he lost his balance on the bridge and fell. Before all of this, the man had freely entered the camp through the main entrance. The police admitted him after they had a short smoke together.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. In our man's case, it's the same sword.
It's not a sword though, is it? It's a dirk, it's a dagger, it's a stabbing weapon, not a slashing weapon. Do we go back to the cop now, maybe? Failed kidnapping. That implies we have to chat to people about it. John suggests we could learn more about this matter by asking around the camp, but we should do this before we leave the camp for good. The place might be put in lockdown again. So we need to activate this one and try and find out about what's going on here, because something's happening with that tunnel through there. We need to go through here and talk to these people.
Back off.
Dude. It's just filled with cops and we can't talk to anybody?
Could you help me?
Sorry, mate. I've no idea.
I take it you said that because we're dressed as a sailor.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
You'd better ask someone else about that.
Time to check your who, what, and what, Sherry. Who are you asking?
Who isn't allowed to visit the crime scene these days?
I'm not sure if we have a police. That's that one, isn't it? So let's try and look a bit more. Oh look, we're now a police officer. Let's go and talk to some other police officers about what's going on here. Yen Freak, thank you for 72 months, sir. And PC Geek, thanks for 78 months.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
Everyone's looking at us, Sherry. You sure you know what you're doing?
Could you help me?
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
That's a weird one. Police officers are worried about the situation that everybody will put the camp to lockdown after they lose money. John suggests we could learn more about this matter by asking around the camp, but we should do this before we leave for good. I think we need to do this when we can get inside to talk to everybody else. So maybe we have to do this one first. Can have a chat with the inspector and see what he says. Give him our conclusions.
You still here?
Evidence.
Don't bother someone else with this, son.
The guards at the sewers were speaking about taking refugees out of the camp. Do you know anything about this, Inspector?
Less than you do, obviously.
And this doesn't bother you as an officer of the law?
I can neither punish them nor put them on the right track, if that's what you're asking. Maybe your friends at City Hall could do something about it, but I seriously doubt that. To be honest, I'm sick and tired of being frowned on for my uniform. If those fine gentlemen you've eavesdropped on are in some shady business, that's on their heads.
They were taking refugees out and paying the police off, weren't they? For letting it happen. And then the refugees are ended up being abused by the nobles.
Inspector, I believe I can aid your investigation. I know who the dead man is and what really happened here.
You do? Well, good for you. But I'm afraid I'm not the one you need to share your findings with. Speak to Mr. Harlow here. He's the one responsible for settling things in the camp.
You don't even care to listen?
Oh, I do care. Maybe even more than I need to. But I'm only here today to lock the place up, question witnesses, and file the facts. It's sad, but coming up with conclusions is not among my tasks here. You fellows at City Hall do that. Anyway, speak to the supervisor. I'll just stand by and listen to what you have to say.
Inspector Tewksbury says he can't do anything with my conclusions. I need to talk to the camp supervisor, Ronald Harlow.
Mr. Harlow, your refugees didn't murder anyone.
What? Pray tell me what you've learned.
All right, listen carefully. This might solve one problem for you, but will create a few more.
Oh, well, that's a great start.
The man came to the camp intending to kidnap one of your refugees, a woman. What he didn't expect was that the refugees would stand up to protect the woman. A brawl had broken out. In the chaos of it, the man stumbled over those crates and fell on his own blade.
How do you know he fell on his own blade?
The wound in his chest was inflicted from an unusual angle. It was not an offensive stab, shall we say. The refugees didn't touch him. And judging by the blood at the scene, the intruder managed to raise himself but was unable to walk very far. He ultimately fell into the canal.
But how did he sneak into the camp? Why didn't the police see him?
And this is where your new problems emerge, Mr. Harlow.
What do you mean?
You're not a dull-witted man. You know what I mean. There is no feasible way to get into the camp without the police guards knowing of it.
The pile of mess I had to sort out has just become bigger, but somehow that doesn't surprise me. Anyway, I thank you for your help, Mr. Holmes. I'll take it from here. Meanwhile, I'll make sure the police aren't detaining the refugees any longer.
Good, because I'd like to speak to them.
You can go back in and look for your witness.
Cool.
You think one small clock can make any difference in this place?
Who knows, John? Just one ill-fitting cog could make the whole machine crumble.
That police officer has been replaced by a refugee. Don't think he's going to let us in draft like this. Let's dress down a little bit.
You're the one who tended to our man's wounds. I thank you greatly. The police didn't allow us to help him.
The police will leave you alone now. I've proven to them that the man who came into the camp died due to his own foolishness.
Thank you for standing up for us. But nobody would help us without a reason. You're here because you want something.
Yes, I do. I need to speak with the girl drawn here.
The dead man came for her too. He wanted to take the girl away, but we won't allow her to be hurt again. What do you want from Nayla?
Nayla. She was hurt some time ago. I'm here to find the people who did this and bring them to justice. And to find them, I need Nayla's help. Will you let me speak to her?
Justice. There's no justice on this land. But you helped us, so maybe your words are not empty. You can speak to Nayla, if she wants it. But I will be watching you.
Hello, Nayla?
What if she's still pregnant?
My name is Sherlock. I know someone hurt you. I am here to help. I'm trying to find the people involved and bring them to justice. Please. There is a photograph, and I'm sorry, it is terrible, but I simply must ask. Where did this happen? What can you tell me about these people? Christ, Sherlock. Nayla, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this.
You come here for me, but you are rude and cruel and condescending. A cross. The man had this cross. Now go away. Leave us be. I do not need another white man's help.
Which cross?
Oh, glad that wasn't me.
Not my best work, John, by a long shot. Nayla doesn't want us meddling. I'm starting to wonder what this all achieves.
But she helped you anyway. Now we know that maniac's face and the cross he wore, we can still catch him.
This man did not come here by chance. He's a very important thread in this case, and this tattoo might help me pull it. We need to ask around the camp before we leave. Inspector Tewksbury says he heard nothing about any shady dealings at the camp, but he doesn't seem surprised about his colleagues being involved in such an operation. Okay, let's see if we can join any of these. Here is a woman from the photograph, yes. The defiler had a peculiar cross. Okay, that doesn't go with anything. Badges such as these are usually awarded to high-ranking officials. The defiler from the photograph might be one. What a surprise! Coal dust under the dead man's nails and coal footprints. The thug also visited Vogel's gallery. The dead man from the refugee camp was the same person who broken into Vogel's gallery. Yup. The thug didn't hurt the girl, and the thug tried to take the girl away. The thug came to the camp intending to kidnap a woman. He had the opportunity to kill her, but that wasn't his goal. Correct. A henchman, not merely a thief. He's not merely a thief, but also a kidnapper, a henchman who takes on various roles. Yep. He was hired to get the evidence back and get the woman. Camp intruder's tattoo. The man found inside the camp a distinctive tattoo. That's something we're going to have to go to the City Hall, maybe, to try and find this guy. Or well, maybe the police records. I don't know, actually. If he was a high flyer, he might not be on the police books, but he might be in the City Hall records as some kind of nobility. It says he's a high-ranking official, but he has some kind of badge that ties in. Maybe that tattoo's tied in with the badge.
At least some of your kind have a hat. Thank you again.
Oh, I can't step up that rock. It's too high for me, love.
Are you able to help me?
They often take us from the camps to work. Most don't mind, though. It's the only way we get a glimpse of freedom.
According to the refugees, some shady people regularly visit the camp and take refugees away with them to perform various work. The work is usually hard, but the refugees receive money and food. The girl was abused after she was supposedly taken to such work. Since then, the refugees decided not to allow the woman to be taken.
So there's a smuggling ring in the camp. This wasn't the first time that someone freely entered the camp to take a refugee out.
At least it was certainly his last time. My gut tells me that we'll learn more about this ring when we find out where the thug came from.
May I ask for your assistance?
Sorry, we don't see much here.
Can I ask you a question?
Sorry. We don't see much here.
Lies.
Everyone's looking at us. Sherry.
May I ask you something?
Know what you're
Sorry.
doing.
Talk to a key person. Okay.
We don't
It's not
see
going to
much
be here.
here.
I think that's all we can do here, isn't it? Unless we ask this guy again if he knows what the symbol is.
I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
You still here?
Let's see. Tattoo.
The intruder has a most peculiar tattoo on his neck, 2 lines and a point. Do you know anything about it?
You really want to know, kid? Why? You want to play a policeman or something?
I'm sure you have it in your records, so it won't hurt if I have it in mine.
In my records, it's just a tattoo, as it should be in yours. Ah, to hell with you. Suit yourself as to what you're going to do with it. Off the record, though, such tattoos are often connected to a man named Mr. Niccolo Bernadotti.
Bernadotti, you say?
A respectable businessman in Scaladio. His company imports goods and wines, and smuggles everything that can be smuggled between the colonies and the mainland. His people can be identified by an obscure tattoo, just like the one over there our friend has. But these are all merely rumors, you see. If Mr. Bernadotti was a criminal, he'd be in prison now. Or hanged, right?
Or maybe he's just not been caught yet. So now I've got to go and look up 2 bits of information.
You're disturbing a hornet's nest here, son.
Murder! Beasts!
Yeah, there's either massive kickbacks going on or something. Right, let's try City Hall records first. Oh, set Holmes. Okay. Let's try that one. Let's see. So we think he's a British high-ranking official. I think he's British. Do we know anything about the district? Scaladio, possibly. Thomas Norton, born 1840, graduates from Oxford University 1864. In 69, he started working at Home as Secretary. In 75, took on military commission in India, honoured by the Queen herself with the Order of the Bath. What the heck is that? In 1877. In 1878, he was appointed as a British envoy to Cardona with his own cabinet in City Hall. Jeez, this guy is like as highly politically connected as it comes. The Order of the Bath. I love it. Man, he's into some dodgy stuff. Camp Intruder's tattoo. Try that one. The Most Honourable Order of the Bath is a British order of chivalry founded by George I in 1725. The name derives from the elaborate medieval ceremony for appointing a knight, which involved bathing as a symbol of purification as one of its elements. Who knew that, eh? Inspector Tewkesbury says that men tried to... I'm not sure we're going to get anything here. It's just more about people, isn't it? Unless we can find Bernadotti. Established Nicola Bernadotti main office, southeastern Scalaggio near the Crossing Roman Road. Bernadotti Company Limited ships goods between African and British colonies and the rest of the UK, including Cardona. Imported products include food, wine, coffee, everyday goods and more. The founder of the company is Mr. Nicola Bernadotti, born in Sicilia, Italy. Mr. Bernadotti moved to London as a 39-year-old businessman. Later the same year, he moved his base of operations to Cardona. In his words, to be close to the colonies he was in business with. Since Mr. Bernadotti's arrival in Cardona in 1873, he has become a notable patron of the arts and an investor in Cardona's social well-being. Amongst his latest contributions are the purchasing of new equipment for the police station, kickbacks, and aiding the governor in bringing an airship called Led Zeppelin across from Germany. Definitely no kickbacks going on here.
What a lovely man this Bernadotti is, eh, Sherry? Can't wait until we get to meet him.
Yeah, he's such an honourable chap. Bernadotti Company. We need to go here, don't we? What did it say it was? Main office, southeastern Scalaggio, Bazaar Road, near the crossing with Roman. So Bazaar and Roman in Scalaggio. Bazaar was down... thought Bazaar was down here. Oh, there it is. What was the other street? Roman Road. Guys, where's Roman Road? Oh, hang on. Bazaar goes all the way up there. Does it go right through? Bazaar Road goes all the way down there. Casino Boulevard. Oh yeah, Roman Road, there it is. So it must be like here.
Have you found anything helpful?
Nope. So might as well just run. Yeah, like before Google Maps. It's weird when they're walking, you can get a reaction from them, but when they're stood there doing something, you can barge into them, they don't care. Right, Bernadotti Company.
May I ask for your assistance?
I'm sorry, but I've never heard of that.
Very posh.
It seems they're not expecting guests.
I won't wait for an invitation, John.
We should find another way in. Uh-oh. Breaking and entering, is this what Sherlock does? I love this little car park. We're not going to be going in that way. Oh, he's got a shotty.
These workers don't look like your average Cordona folk.
They're refugees from the camp.
I wonder if he needs to dress as one of them and get let in that way. Dressed as a worker. You can't change clothes here. Okay.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I'm not in the mood to talk to moneybags.
Spoken like a true Yorkshireman. Let's see if he'll talk to us.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's beyond my knowledge.
Oh, very
You
posh.
obviously haven't thought this all
For a
through.
man with a
Or are you just
shotgun,
annoying these
I'd
people
say,
on
what
purpose?
else? Slip the otter, thank you, 51 month. What did a workman look like? Was this workman like? I can't remember. Try that.
May I ask for your assistance?
It isn't possible for me to help you, I'm sorry.
Who's this guy?
Help me, please.
You're a funny man if you think I'll speak to you.
Everyone's looking at us, Sherry. You sure
Oh,
you
shut
know what
up,
you're
dude.
doing?
We don't want your
That's our way in, Sherry.
Whining nonsense.
Hey, yo. This is private property. You lost
What's the
something.
problem? Here for City Hall business. Want to see Bernadotti. I'm a private investigator. Maybe should have kept the suit. I'm not really going to say that.
Good day, sir. I've been sent by City Hall to see Mr. Bernadotti about...
Mr. Bernadotti isn't seeing anyone. You have 3 seconds to walk away or you'll never walk again. Capito?
It's in Mr. Bernadotti's best interest to...
1.
Hits him. One of your people is dead.
Listen, the man Bernadotti sent to...
So...
There's a guy over there with a shotgun. I don't think hitting him... Let's just leave.
Well, this has been miserable.
Sherlock, think. We know what the fellows from the gang look like. You can easily blend in.
Yeah. Fellas from the the gang dress in a sharp suit, which is what we had. What do you think? They're just like that? Sinister mustache, maybe? Like a gang member now? They tend to have like waistcoat and shirt type things, don't they? Not a full suit. Maybe a bit like that.
Get out.
Well, this has been miserable.
I'm not sure which suit they want. Like, which of these categories do we need to hit? I don't think we have a tattoo that's got the signature on it, symbol. But maybe we could. Maybe we can go to a clothing place and see if we can't get the tattoo put on. What the heck is this place? Just a pub. Yeah, I'm thinking we have to get the symbol though. That's how they're going to recognize us. I don't know, I could be wrong.
Don't pass by. Well, let's pick something that suits you.
What's that? Tattoo. So now we can put the Bernadotti tattoo on now.
Good choice. A good choice.
That way you should recognize us. I don't know, Sherlock just has this ability to run into everybody. Should probably put a flat cap on though. This Yorkshireman's not going to like this bowler.
Hey, stop. Who are you? Haven't seen you before.
Oh, he's a Brummie,
Didn't
isn't
see
he?
you either, mate. I'm John. Just shipped in from London.
John!
Cheap bastards had me sharing a bunk with 2 others.
Aye, that sounds like Bernadotti. Why are you here?
A problem at the refugee camp. I need to report to Mr. Bernadotti. The sooner the better.
I knew it was only a matter of time until those savages stirred up trouble. Go on, get inside.
Sorry, Hannah. Big Bad Board, thank you 25 months. Slip, I think we already did 51. This is going to be a fight. This is clearly a fight place. Look at it. Can we actually talk to anybody, or are we just going to end up in a fight anyway?
You did it, Sherry. A full immersion into the criminal underworld.
Excuse me, just one question.
Sorry, we don't see much here.
Doesn't really say what we're meant to be doing in here, that's the thing. Could we just snooping around, or we got a particular...
The silver and treasure, mate. Loads of pirate gold buried somewhere around, just waiting to be found.
It's all right, there's no treasure.
But maybe there is. I just need to crack the bloody riddle.
Can we get the treasure? We're good at riddle.
Could you help me?
Hey, Toff. You have exactly 1 minute to get lost.
Don't think they like the way we're dressing. We're a bit too sharp. Oh, can't change.
May I ask you something?
I'm not in the mood to talk to moneybags.
We're not in the right kind of outfit. I think we need to go back outside and change outfit. Sedster, thank you, 46. Let's try putting our Sherlock suit on, maybe. A gangster's blinder. What do you reckon?
Don't fuss, mate. You can come in. Don't fuss, mate. You can come in.
Okay.
Are you able to help me?
Hey, Toff. You have exactly 1 minute to get lost.
Who have we got to look like? They kind of dress like this, don't they? Although he doesn't have the tattoo, which is a bit weird. Maybe we just need a Yorkshire flat cap to go on that Brummy head. It's tricky when you don't know what you're trying to dress like, you know? Workers in the backyard of refugees from the camp. I don't think so. I think we just need to talk to them inside, but we have to be in the right outfit. Worker's apron. Slavic gangster. Maybe when you're trying to this one at the bottom, maybe we're trying to max that out. We've got to have the gang tattoo on. It's about as high as we can get it. It's not maxed out though. Notorious Mo, thank you very much for 34 months. And said thanks for 4 years, almost. You've exactly 1 minute to get out.
Are you able to help me?
Nah, fella. I got no idea about this.
Okay, that's a different reaction.
May I ask you something?
Nah, never come across anything like this.
You obviously haven't thought this all through. Or
Could you help me?
These people on
Sorry,
purpose.
we don't see much here.
It's as if we're almost... Like, the outfit's not maxed out, so they're no longer negative, but they're a bit neutral. I think we have to fully max it out. Maybe we just need a better hat or something. Well, no, the beret is a gangster thing.
Don't miss out on my uni. Let's pick something that suits you.
Queen, Mothers, and Fez. Skull mask. I don't think that's going to help because that'll cover up the tattoo. Criminal chic. So even that one doesn't fully max us out. Oh, it didn't max us out though, did it? Unless you made a different one. We'll buy that one anyway.
A good choice.
One of the suits maxed out the bar. Did it?
A good choice indeed. Let's pick something that suits you.
Scatterbrain scientist. Thug armor. That's amazing. Gunslinger body armor. Look at this. It's like 150 for that though. So basically, I think this last one is thug. I really don't want to spend 150 just to do this. That's like half of the money. The mask with the tracksuit maxed it out. Tracksuit? It's quite a cool outfit, though. It's a bit posh. The trouble is we can't put the mask on. If we put the mask on, we won't be showing our tattoo, and then the guy won't let us in.
Nice affordable clothes. Step right up.
Can we not just rent
Up. Let's pick something that suits you.
What if we take that and we press X to rent it?
Don't leave. Take one more look.
Thought we rented that out.
Let's pick something that suits you. Don't leave. Take one more look.
Why won't it
Let's
let me
pick
rent
something that suits you.
It just flashes red like I can't rent it. But it doesn't say why. Well, if you rent it, you don't have to buy it. But I can't afford to buy it, so.
A good choice.
Yeah, we'll just buy
A
it.
good choice indeed.
Like an idiot, but whatever. So we're almost maxed out. I just can't get it completely maxed.
Don't pass by. Welcome, welcome. Let's pick something that suits you.
Is there anything we can get now that will do it?
Don't leave. Take one more look. Don't miss out on my unique clothes. Let's
I
pick
don't think the
something
face
that
mask
suits
does it,
you.
though. See? It actually reduces it.
Don't leave. Take one more look.
Evening call.
Help me, please.
Nah, fella. I got no idea about this.
Are you able to help me?
Nah, fella. I got no idea about this.
This isn't working. You might need a different tack.
Maybe try open chest since the Goyas in the Bernadotti house is dressed like that. Think.
What do you mean, open chests? Hey, and thank you very much, mate. 2 subs gifted to Gladstone and Barry. Thank you very much. I don't know what we're supposed to do. I kind of feel like we don't have the right outfit or something to start this off. Top is open. Guys with the guns wore a shirt that shows part of their chest. I'm not sure what your point is. Like, we've tried wearing that outfit.
Don't fuss, mate. You can come in.
See, we've on our way past him. We've just got to do something now to get us to activate stuff in there. Like, you can go back to full Bohemian, but I don't know where it's going to get us.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Nah, never come across anything like this.
It doesn't feel like this is the right thing to talk to. Something else we should be doing. Maybe we should be chatting to these.
Excuse me, just one question.
Sorry, we don't see much here.
Everyone's looking at us.
We should find another way, and we've done that. There's a warehouse adjacent to the office building. Yep. The backyard of the warehouse is busy with a lot of cargo and workers. The workers are the backyard of the refugees from the camp. The only way in is guarded, so we either storm in or find a way for the guard to let us in, which we've done. We found our way in, but what do we do next?
Sherry,
you saw
you
highlights
should
on the
know
wall.
what you're doing.
Afraid of heights. No, because if it was interactive, Hannah, when you press Z to do a scan, it shows up as a dot, like with the things that you can interact with. And it doesn't show up as a dot, so I don't go and do anything with it. See? The bit that's puzzling me is we've got to the bottom of this clue, but it doesn't really say what to do when you get in. The gang disguise worked fine. I've got inside Bernadotti's warehouse. I've learned what Bernadotti's people look like, so I need to disguise myself for one, which we did, and we got inside. But now we're inside. What are we doing? It's not giving us a steer on what we need to do. Well, I can't seem to get through any of the doors.
Sherry, look. This
I
seems
swear that
familiar.
door's locked. I swear I tried every door in this.
A Dogon statue from West Africa. A century old at least.
That's the original Dogecoin statue.
Masks, traditional for the Chokwe people of Central Africa. VH Grindley Flow Blue tableware. This is what lies behind the facade of Bernadotti Company Limited.
So I wasted 150 on an expensive outfit. Oh well.
Let's see what's hidden there.
Oh look. It's that guy again.
Vogel's stolen painting. Isn't it curious how it developed into a much more interesting case?
How did it end up back here then, eh?
An amazing piece of culture. I imagine many collectors and museums would be interested in having it.
Hello, friend. Tough day, eh?
Oh my god, how big is this building?
If the damn idiot hadn't stolen the canary, I'd be bathing in silver down in the mines. Instead of this. What a dull day, eh?
He's standing there with a shotgun going, what a dull day. That single canary ruined this island.
May I ask for your assistance?
Sorry, friend, I'm not familiar with that.
I'm just a poster man. Why is he like messing with that door until it counts? Was that the main door that we couldn't get in?
The Bernadotti Company Limited Trade Network reaches the most distant colonies of the Great Empire.
It must be very convenient for a man like Bernadotti. This is it. This is where all the magic happens. This is it.
Yeah, I know, you
This
told
is
me.
where all the magic
But how do we get in?
happens.
It's where all the magic happens and we can't get in.
I suppose it's Mr. Bernadotti with our fine governor.
Yeah. The two of them are not corrupt in any way at all.
1875. Was taken a few years back. John, how many people in Cordona have a photograph with the governor, do you think?
You definitely don't have one.
Excuse me, Mr. Bernadotti is busy right now. Sir, you're obstructing the light. Could you step back?
Your light's got a window there and you've got a light. Well, how am I obstructing the light? Invitation to a ball, was that?
Sir, you're obstructing the light. Could you step back?
Sir,
you're
taking this.
obstructing the light. Could you step back?
You're obstructing the light.
Sir, you're obstructing the light. Could you step back?
Can I hide behind here and do it? Look, am I obstructing it now?
Sir, you're obstructing the light. Could you step back?
Oh.
I don't know who you are, but someone will be punished for letting you in. But first, let's talk.
But first, let's scan. Quite a collection. Alright, let's have a chat with him.
Whenever you're ready. I'd hate to intrude.
Different gang tattoo. Yeah, you see, gang members are like line, line, dot, and he's line, line, line. You see, he's like elevated. Next level up, you see. Legendary status. Doesn't shun dirty work. Oh, yeah, just likes to hit people in the face a lot. Damaged skin. Cold-blooded. I would never have guessed. Married? This guy? Ruthless crime lord or calculating mastermind? Niccolo Benedetti is a cruel gang leader who isn't afraid of getting his hands dirty to show off position of power. A hard worker in his youth, Bernadotti grew hatred towards the world around him. He continually expects trouble and is always ready to make some. Raised in a poor family, he has had to work in the fields from a young age. This led to his suffering from pellagra, the effects of which still show on his skin. He refuses to hide this under fancy clothes. that he might always remember where his motives and identity were born. Bernadotti and his men have different tattoos in the same style. The tattoos are most probably a code that represents different ranks within a tightly structured and secretive criminal organization. Off you go. Ruthless crime lord or calculating mastermind. Yankee Ray, thank you very much for 4 years, sir. Happy anniversary. We're going to switch to GeoGuessr shortly, by the way. Obvious, really. And yet 1/3 of people don't think it's that obvious.
Bad news. The thug you sent to the refugee camp only succeeded in stabbing himself. His next and final journey will be to the morgue.
Hold your horses. Who the hell are you?
Sherlock Holmes. And you are Niccolo Bernadotti, a smuggler, kidnapper, and notorious cutthroat, among other things.
Few men would dare waltz into my office and address me like that. You are either overconfident or unintelligent. This is private property. Give me one reason why I should not shoot you on the spot. I am sure my friends at the station would call it self-defense.
Do you know Boniface Mercurio? I'm investigating a robbery. Your man died at the camp. One reason why I shouldn't shoot you in the face. Your man died at the camp. Bang. Do you know Boniface Mercurio?
Mr. Bernadotti, do you know the name Boniface Mercurio?
I do not.
Mercurio was a local artist. Recently, a man broke into his apartment, ransacked the place, and killed him. The thief was looking for something.
You are testing my patience, boy.
In a moment, the connection will reveal itself. I was hired, privately, to investigate the recent theft of a painting from an art gallery. My investigation led me to a man from your organization, and thus, to you, Mr. Bernadotti.
That is quite a stretch. Why would I need to steal a painting when I could buy anyone I wanted?
Interestingly enough, I spotted the stolen painting in your storeroom.
I buy and sell a lot of things, Mr. Holmes. Unfortunately, if this is true, it is not the first time I have been sold stolen merchandise. I presume you were hired by the owner of the gallery. Tell them to contact me, and we'll sort out the situation. So, this painting is why you broke into my office.
As I said, your man was found dead in the refugee camp. He was there to kidnap a woman, but the other refugees intervened to try and save her. The ensuing scuffle resulted in the man's accidental suicide. He sported the same tattoo as your men in this building. In fact, it also bears a resemblance to the one on your neck. Care to explain what business your man had with this woman?
You have no idea what you are talking about. I can assure you this was no kidnapping. The refugees in the camp are on edge. What happened there is a tragic accident, one I am not responsible for.
For what reason was your man there if not to abduct her?
Why would I answer? You are yet to justify your presence in the slightest. So many words, so little action. When you barged into my office, Mr. Holmes, I got the impression you wanted to talk business. Now I see you had come just to talk. Tell me exactly what you want, or get out.
It was necessary groundwork for what comes next. I have enough evidence to conclude that the gallery thief, the artist's killer, and the dead man in the camp are all the same person.
Your time is almost up, Mr. Holmes.
Before you draw your gun, there is one final detail I am yet to mention. The young woman your man was tasked to collect from the refugee camp had been defiled at a perverse masquerade party. That violation was captured in a photograph by Boniface Mercurio and used as a reference for his painting. The photo shows the attacker's face.
Finally. That's why you're here, Mr. Holmes. You have the photograph.
It is what your man was after when he broke into Mercurio's apartment, and it is what you're after too, isn't it, Mr. Bernadotti?
You have the photograph with you. How much do you want for it?
I am not naive enough to carry it with me, but I am yet to decide what I shall do with it. I know the man in the photo is a British envoy. What interest do you have in his downfall?
I must admit, I'm rather impressed by how comprehensively you have pursued this matter. And so, you deserve the honest answer. My business dealings are often arduous in their bureaucracy. A man in his position, willing to look the other way, could ease my work significantly. In return, I will make sure no one looks his way either. A favor for a favor.
Also known as blackmail, the modus operandi of any true professional.
It was not originally my idea. Mercurio set things in motion, extorting the envoy for the most trivial of ends. Money. In response, the envoy hired my man to retrieve the painting and the photograph, eliminating Mercurio's leverage. I only learned the whole story after the artist was killed in his home.
And rather than extricate yourself, instead you took over Mercurio's venture.
It fell into my lap. As a businessman, I simply seized the opportunity. Now, how much do you want for the image?
I saw refugees from the camp at your warehouse. They work for you.
I have made certain arrangements with City Hall and the police. Thanks to me, refugees can work and be paid. It's a pathway to freedom.
And how much do you save by capitalizing on their cheap labor?
I have heard no complaints. They seem happy just to get out of that slum.
Why did you send your man to remove the woman from the camp?
Without a photograph, her testimony was the next best thing. Securing her was in everyone's interest. Victims and witnesses, all too often, disappear. I thought the girl was safer with us. I did not anticipate what would happen at the camp.
I could not help but appreciate the collection of smuggled artifacts in your storeroom. You have rather diversified your business.
Oh, high and mighty of you, Mr. Holmes. Not all smuggling is immoral. I pay generous rates to developing cultures and spread their culture to eager buyers. And furthermore, I supply many immigrants with a taste of home.
A very convenient way of thinking.
I have traveled wildly, Mr. Holmes. I've seen people in far-flung lands for whom my services are a lifeline. Without them, they would starve. The tax on cargo is often so absurd that it would be more profitable to simply sink your ship than dock it in the harbor. And trust me, I am speaking from experience.
Why should I give you the photograph?
Just name your price.
What if my price were not money? You claim to have connections, Mr. Bernadotti. Perhaps you could improve conditions for the refugees. Give them a chance for a better life.
Ha! I do have connections, Mr. Holmes, but help the whole camp? You are asking too much. I could, however, make arrangements for one person. The woman who was violated will have her own home outside the camp, solely for her and her child. She will no longer be a refugee, but a princess. That I can guarantee.
Is that really possible?
It will be neither fast nor easy, but I can do it. She deserves it, don't you agree? And as for her abuser, he will serve me, as much as he deserves.
So in your plan, everybody will be given their due. Especially you, Mr. Bernadotti.
Seems like a fair deal, no? I doubt anyone could offer you better. Simply give me the photograph, and the world becomes a better place. I give you my word.
What makes you think you can decide what's best for these people?
Such is the arrogance of British imperialism. I take your point.
Right. We're going to have to leave it there. Overwrite that. Thank you very much. Right, guys, we're going to switch over to a sponsored stream of GeoGuess now. Let me just bring this up.